Camera 1 rolling. Camera 2 rolling. Take 5, history. My journey started with the Palm Pilot. I bought it in 1997. I actually pre-ordered it before it launched. It turned out to be a wild success with many years, and was the best PDA. And he actually wrote down here on the little screen a thing called graffiti, which I still have the habit of using. The contender at the time was actually this one here. It was the Apple Newton. It was out a few years before, and I was thinking of going to it. It was a lot more money, but as it turns out, this ended up being a much bigger hit than this, so choice was right. After that, the Windows operating system evolved, probably because of the challenge of this Palm Pilot to the Pocket PCs with their OS, and this is actually the case. The unit was pretty small, and it was a PDA, and you could take notes, and it would sync with your PC. You can connect it to this newfangled wireless Wi-Fi with a Cisco adapter. Anyways, that was really great. And then I went back to pen and paper for a while because I just wanted to take notes quickly and scan them in. And then Samsung and Microsoft came out with the Ultra mobile PC in 2006. This was, it was a full PC with a special OS, so you could do a lot of PC type stuff on this. But the big thing was I could write on the screen with a stylus and in OneNote. And this OneNote became really cool. And notice the stylus was really small and thin. So this was pretty good for a while. And then Apple came along with their notoriously famous iPad. So we came out with iPad, and surprisingly, especially compared to today's things, this thing was heavy. And you wrote on it with a stylus that ended up being like a crayon because it was designed for your finger. So it wasn't accurate, and writing on it was very difficult. So that was a kind of a false start. And then the PC markets, Windows decided to just embrace Ultra, the Windows tablet functionality built into standard Windows, and I looked at and owned this for a while. Once again, the screen got bigger, it was easier to write. You could undock it and just use this. Still quite a weight to this. iCore 5 processor, but you had the full functionality of PC. This worked well. Then the Surface products from Microsoft directly, and I owned a couple of those, and I don't have one to show. But then after the Surface Pro 3, I went to a Surface Book. And then Surface Book I bought too quickly, and it was a train wreck when I bought it. First gen, new operating system. So I ended up buying the iPad Pro. Now we're starting to get in something really large, and a stylus that was comfortable. That's one of the things the Surface had, was a stylus that felt like a pencil, so you could write on it and had the right dimensions. Then after the iPad Pro, then it worked well, but CPUs keep increasing, and we're dealing with the Windows stuff, and I'll talk about that a little later. But so then I bought a Porsche laptop, which is basically a just regular laptop, but a cool feature was, I don't know if it's going to do this with it off, but once again, it could turn into a tablet, right? So now you got a tablet, pretty heavy, but full functionality of OneNote and all the Microsoft Office products, etc. So huge functionality. Stylus was pretty good. It's steel. You've got erase built onto it. Worked really well. Didn't have what the Surface had, which was an eraser on the back end, which was really cool. You could just flip the pen over. So then, but this takes a while to boot up. So then comes 2018. 2018, we now have some new contenders, which we're going to review here, which are the Remarkable from a Kickstart program and the Sony Digital Paper. Two interesting products, both extremely thin. The Sony one is like bizarrely thin. Then the same weight. This feels heavier because it's smaller, so it's a little more dense. And that's what we're going to review now. We're going to focus really on handwriting and digital flow of taking notes in a business meeting.